Yo, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Politics for Gen Z. And today we're having that conversation that makes all of us feel a little sick to our stomachs. Okay, maybe more than a little. Let's be real. When's the last time you heard the phrase American dream used without a hint of irony? A house, a family, stability? It's March 2026, and if you thought all these crises were just some distant political drama for old people in suits, I hate to break it to you. This drama has literally crawled into your wallet and cut off your oxygen. Imagine you're playing a tough RPG. You've leveled up your character, got the cool gear, but then the devs, in this case the government and the economy, drop a new patch. Suddenly, rent costs 50% of your income, your favorite coffee from the barista is now a luxury, and artificial intelligence just deleted your entry-level job from the game entirely. And you're just sitting there like, dude, I just started playing. That's exactly how young Americans aged 18 to 29 feel right now. According to a recent Harvard Youth poll, this is legit, serious people, only 13% think the country is heading in the right direction. 57% are convinced everything's going off the rails. And the main thing pissing them off? Not foreign policy, not celebrity scandals, the economy. Straight up, unfiltered fear about their own bank accounts. Today, we're breaking down the 5 main bosses of this nightmare. Why does it feel like just scraping by is the new normal? And what do politicians, who just love pointing fingers at each other, have to do with it? Let's go. 1. Inflation, when a grocery run is a survival quest. All right, enemy number 1 is inflation, and this isn't some dry stat from the news. 37% of young people surveyed called it their number 1 issue, and here's the kicker. It doesn't matter who you voted for. 48% of Republicans and 36% of Democrats are saying the same thing. This is suffocating. Let's put it this way. Imagine you're streaming on Twitch. You've got your donos, you budget everything out, then suddenly the platform decides to take not 30% of your donos, but 50%. And to top it off, the tax man says you owe more. That's literally what life is like for the average young American right now. 90% of young people have had to cut back on spending over the last few months. And I'm not talking about I didn't buy the new iPhone. I'm talking food, gas, healthcare. In surveys, people are writing stuff that just hits you in the gut. I gave up my takeout coffee to pay rent. 66% of Gen Z have cut out anything that isn't absolutely essential. Travel? Entertainment? Nope, haven't heard of them. So where do politics come in? Right now, it's all about tariffs and government spending. On social media, on X, formerly Twitter, clips are going viral. Thanks to the new tariffs, my laptop is now 20% more expensive. Young people feel this in their bones. Even when the official inflation rate goes down, prices don't go back. It's like breaking your leg. The bone heals, but you still have a limp, and that limp stops you from saving, investing, or planning anything beyond tomorrow. Housing, the ultimate American loss streak. If inflation hits your wallet every day, the housing market is the finishing blow that knocks you flat on your back, staring at the ceiling. Right now, the median age for a first-time home buyer is, wait for it, 40 years old. Back in the 80s, it was 29. What world are we even living in? To buy an average home, you need to be making $114,000 a year. For comparison, in 2019, $67,000 was enough. This isn't just inflation on a bag of chips. This is breaking the entire life script. Ever played The Sims? Your character can buy a house if they have a job. In real life right now, a young engineer making $85K in San Francisco posts on TikTok, "Guys, all I can afford is a 400 square foot studio. I can't move out of my parents' place." On TikTok, hashtags Housing Crisis 2026 and Gen Z Locked Out are just a collection of people screaming into the void. People are living 3 to a 1 bedroom, moving back in with their parents after college, avoiding relationships because how can I have a relationship when I'm living in my mom's basement? Politicians, of course, are saying stuff. Democrats, let's build public housing. Republicans, get rid of regulations and let the market build. And the result? Proposals get stuck in Congress while we're out here postponing weddings, kids, and moving to a different state. This isn't just, I can't buy a house. This is a broken social contract when the system tells you you're working, but you will never save enough for a home. And just as we're struggling to survive inflation and the housing crisis, here comes the third boss,
artificial intelligence. And if we used to think robots were coming for truck drivers, well, now they're coming for you. 44% of young Americans are convinced AI will shrink job opportunities. 59% see it as a direct threat to their career prospects. And this isn't paranoia. March 2026, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink straight up says the class of 2026 is at risk of facing the highest unemployment rate for new graduates in years. And that's without a recession. Stanford crunched the numbers. Employment for young people aged 22 to 25 in AI-exposed fields dropped by 13 to 16% since 2022. But the scariest part isn't even the layoffs, it's the non-hiring. Companies have just stopped hiring juniors. Coding, analysis, support, all those entry-level positions we were supposed to start our careers in, they've just vanished. In a New York Times focus group, one girl said, "My friend lost her position at Block because of AI." Another added, "AI only creates jobs at 5 companies like OpenAI, and everyone else is worse off." Imagine you want to be a YouTuber, but the platform replaces all the small creators with one big AI-generated host. Scary? That's our reality. And this ties perfectly back to inflation. No starter job means no experience. No experience means no salary growth. No salary means no housing. A vicious cycle. Inequality. A rigged game. Now we get to the political meat grinder, which Gen Z watches with pure exhaustion. Democrats tend to talk about inequality, Republicans tend to talk about the national debt, but the bottom line is the same. Only 30% believe they'll do better than their parents. 43% are living in just scraping by mode. Remember that meme about the K-shaped recovery? It's when the rich, with their stocks and real estate, shoot off into space while everyone else is left in the basement. Young people see this loud and clear. They see greedy billionaires. They see a system built to work only for the top 10%. Both parties get terrible ratings. Trump's approval among 18 to 29-year-olds is around 29%, but the Democrats aren't exactly inspiring confidence. Political cynicism is through the roof. It's like watching a game where both teams are only playing to take the prize for themselves, while the stadium is falling apart. And all these threads come together. The American dream, a house, a family, a dream job, has gone from being a goal to being a luxury package we simply can't afford. Gallup says optimism about the future is at an all-time low. On TikTok, videos with the title, "Why I'm Not Having Kids in 2026 are racking up millions of views. And it's not because we're angry or depressed, it's just math. We look at prices, mortgage rates, a job market where juniors are being replaced by AI, and we come to a rational conclusion. Guys, this game is broken. We can't get past this level. John Delavolk from Harvard said something that nailed it. Instability is now the organizing principle of their lives. So what's next? Is there a way out? So, we've been through the 5 circles of hell. Inflation is draining your wallet, housing is blocking you from starting a family, AI is killing your career before it begins, inequality shows you the game is rigged, and politicians seem too busy with their own drama. But you know what? Gen Z isn't just sitting around taking it. We adapt. We're learning how to work with AI. We're going into the trades. We're creating side hustles. We're voting, even if we hate both parties. We're demanding that the system actually starts working. In one New York Times interview, a guy said something that stuck with me. We don't want a revolution. We just want to be able to live. And here's the main takeaway from this video. If you think the economy is something complicated and far away, remember this. Right now, the economy is how you pay your rent, whether you can buy that takeout coffee, and if you can even allow yourself to think about the future. Young Americans in 2026 are a generation that grew up on crises, and we're demanding that people stop telling us fairy tales and just make life livable. Until that happens, the pessimism is only going to grow. And that, my friends, isn't just statistics anymore. That's the future of the country we're going to live in. If you want to dig into the details, what's up with the tariffs, what legislation is trying to get through Congress, or which careers are actually safe from the AI apocalypse, hit that like button and subscribe, because staying informed is the only way to not lose this game. That's all for today. Take care of yourselves and your wallets. Peace out.